This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ricardo Lightborn. As always, it's great to have you with us. Our top story now, the island of Grand Bahama and the city of Freeport on the path of recovery. That is a message given from the executives of the Grand Bahama Port Authority today as the team hosted their weekly hurricane briefing. Let's go to Talia Hall.
It's day 20 since the passing of Hurricane Matthew, and the Grand Bahama Port Authority is continuing its restoration, recovery, and relief process on the island. The Port Authority is the regulator for the Grand Bahama Power Company. Vice Chairman of the GBPA, Sarah St. George, gave an update on the power restoration.
As of yesterday, about 8,100 customers have been restored, representing some 45% of the customer base. The vast amount of equipment and supplies needed, including some 2,000 poles, have been procured, and almost all is on the island as of now. 850 poles have been set, and the pace is now about 80 poles a day.
The chairman says she has seen daily improvements and commends the president of the Grand Bahama Power Company, Sarah McDonald, and her team. She adds that there are currently 300 persons on the ground and some 160 trucks that represent 5 Emera companies. So far, electricity has been restored in the industrial park.
The container port, Borco, polymers, and Pharmachem are now online. Also the harbour, GB Shipyard, and Bahama Rock. In addition, Sawyers and Costrite. So the generation load is now about 20 megawatts. 20 days, 20 megawatts, compared with around 5 megawatts some 7 to 10 days ago.
St. George says many Grand Bahamians are now back to work, and so the city is getting back to a state of normalcy.
Statoil is expected to be energized by the weekend. Wellfields 1 and 3 are fully energized, and Wellfield 6 will be completed today.
When it comes to city water, GBPA's Utility Operation Manager Ezekiel Hall says they are making great progress as well.
The public water supply system remains stable with satisfactory water pressure, and we are now flowing water into the West End settlement as projected last week. Overall, operations have been effectively normalized, and full regularization is expected soon with the return of city power at key water plants and booster stations throughout Grand Bahama.
President of the GBPA, Ian Roll, says they have seen a significant amount of damage to homes, and the company has made a commitment to find homes for some persons who are displaced.
Since last week, we have acted upon this initiative that we spoke about and deployed a technical team to view the customized accommodations, laundry facilities, and kitchen facilities that we wish to set up in Freeport in the shortest possible time.
Overall, the Grand Bahama Port Authority executives say they are working hard to target the needs in the community and will continue to assist the elderly who help to build the city and the young who are the future. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Well, meantime, a corporate giant on Grand Bahama is stepping up in the assisting of 2 schools in the Western District, which have been severely impacted by Hurricane Matthew. Shashina Roll is on the beat.
We have taken the view or the decision to present Martintown Primary School with a check for $100,000 toward their restoration, and similarly $100,000 to the 8 Mile High School.
The Freeport Container Port giving back to 2 of the schools hardest hit in the Western District. CEO Godfrey Smith noting that the government's purse is not unlimited, and that is why corporate citizens must stand up during these difficult times.
Our staff, our employees, many of them went to these schools. Many of them have children that goes to those schools, and so really we see it as a small token, and we hope that it goes our way to taking the kids back to school in the best environment that they possibly can have.
Minister for Labor with responsibility of Hurricane Matthew's restoration efforts, the Honorable Shane Gibson says a donation like this one eases the burden the government is carrying as they seek to repair homes and bring citizens back to some type of normalcy. Minister of Tourism and Member of Parliament for the Western District, Obi Wolshcombe, agrees.
Your company has been very generous in the past
and so we appreciate that each time you're called on, you're able to step up to the plate and always step up to the plate in a big way. And so thank you very much, and we look forward to spending this money here directly as it was donated for, and we literally have to spend millions of dollars from what we've seen so far in repairs.
Oftentimes there's a disconnect of the corporate world and what the government is doing and what the people are doing, but this tripartite gathering and causing for the restructure of the Bahamas or reconstruction of the Bahamas, I believe is just enormous.
Principal of the 8 Mile Rock High School, Ivan Butler, and Principal of the Martintown Primary School, Leslie Newton, are both grateful to the Freeport Container Port for the assistance.
Freeport Container Port has always been good corporate citizens and have always supported the 8 Mile Rock High School, and this demonstration of their gift is just one more step, and we truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Words cannot express how I'm overwhelmed right now. Yeah. I said to the teachers yesterday, we were having a little, had a little bump in the road yesterday, and I told them, I said, this is just a bump. And I said, when you realize what is going to happen for us, you're going to realize that that was just, let's just go through this, and you'll see how everything will just fall into place.
Minister for Grand Bahama, Dr. Michael Darville, says the government is also working hard to ensure that those affected receive as much help as possible.
We are now in the process of scoping the work at both Martintown Primary as well as the 8 Mile Rock High School, and we have a lot of work to do. So this money will come into good use.
My heart went out to the teachers and the kids because despite the conditions that they find themselves in, they're still just working as though it's just another day at the office, and that is very commendable. It was shocking really to see that with no electricity, they're still trying to make good of their conditions, and so we've asked the director of NEMA to immediately move to provide a generator for each of those locations. At least that would bring them some sort of relief.
Shashina Roll, ZNS Network News.
Well, the Louis Yard Primary School is another school that had to relocate due to the damage brought on by Hurricane Matthew. Tonight, Megan Shepard tells us that the students, staff, and teachers are making the adjustment.
Hurricane Matthew has displaced yet another school in the Southern District, but the Louis Yard Primary School is no stranger to relocation. The school that was previously located at the St. Vincent de Paul Church campus sustained major damage and is now calling the Church of the Good Shepherd Parish Hall home. Principal Juanita Hanna.
We had severe damages to our roof, and so this forced us to have to relocate, and we are so happy and elated that the Good Shepherd Parish has decided to lend us their facilities at this time. All of our classrooms were damaged significantly, and so that forced us to move at this time. So that's our grades 1 through 6.
Hannah says the student body of 160 will have to make some adjustments, but they are prepared to make the best of the situation.
Our students and our teachers were used to having their own individual classrooms, and so we are in a walk and open space, but we are sure and confident our teachers will make the best of the situation because we know we are here to provide the best for our students.
This is Hannah's first year as principal. She says despite the immediate setback, she is remaining optimistic for a good year moving forward.
I know that God is in control of every situation, and so despite the challenges that I might have faced within my first month being a new principal, I am quite sure that I'm up to the challenge, and I'm looking forward to an exciting school year despite all the little setbacks. I believe for every setback, God is setting something up for me.
While the church hall is still without power, Hannah says a corporate sponsor has stepped up to provide a generator. She adds that she is also grateful to a number of persons that have been instrumental in the move.
I wanted to say thank you to the Ministry of Education, Mrs. Cooper especially, who's worked so hard in this effort to relocate us. We want to thank the Defense Force officers who were also instrumental in getting us moved here, and a special shout out to Ben and Preston, who worked so hard to getting our school in place for this time.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
And Bottle Hill Primary School also sustained severe damage during Hurricane Matthew. Students of that school will be relocated to a makeshift facility this term. Classes are set to resume yesterday at the Beth Deliverance Center in Jonestown, 8 Mile Rock in the makeshift rooms, but a reopening has been rescheduled, according to a statement issued by the Ministry of Education. Discussions between the contractors and the district superintendent in the Grand Bahama led by the decision to delay the reopening of Bottle Hill Primary School until Monday, October 31st. The ministry says that every effort is being made to ensure that the students are able to return to school in a safe and learning environment. Meantime, Walter Parker Primary School will open up tomorrow. There's more news to come, so stay right there.